Hey all! Amanda back again with the results from episode 1/2 of the qualifying rounds, as well as some corrections from my previous video. First off, so many unexpected changes happen in this premiere that this episode will have two parts. This one, with the clarifications and corrections, followed by the actual results of competition. Let's start with the breakdown of what counts as an episode. I thought this was going to be a much easier season to follow, as I thought each week we'd only see 30 athletes ending with a head-to-head. It seems 30 competitors do race each segment, although some are being totally cut from air, as opposed to just being digested in between commercials. So, it looks as if, once these 30 athletes compete and fill up the leaderboards, we put the bottom two of each gender in a head-to-head competition featuring 4 random obstacles that differ from the qualifying course itself. The one that hits the buzzer first, or goes the furthest the fastest, advances to the semifinals. Then we start with the next group of 30 and continue the pattern, that same night. That being said, it does still look like there will be 8 qualifying episodes, although not necessarily shown over an 8-week period. So my earlier prediction of 128 ninjas advancing to the semifinals may be off. It looks like each grouping of 30 constitutes a quote-unquote episode, and with competitions being broken up between airings, we'll have to wait and see. We will also see the return of an all-military episode, though I'm not sure when that will air. I remember the past military episode brought us JAG Officer Jerry Derillo, and I believe Verdale Benson, though I could be wrong on that one. Next up, I have to discuss the courses. Each qualifying episode, or round, will consist of 6 obstacles. Nothing new there. But now that we have more than 1 round per airing, we also get more than 1 course a night. So now, here are all the combinations for qualifying courses. It looks like each of the 8 episodes will all start with the pole vault, where competitors would run down a walkway and jump from a trampoline to catch a pole. As the pole starts to tip over, athletes must climb high enough to avoid the water and reach the landing pad. As well, it looks like all 8 episodes will end with the 14-foot warped wall, and if any ninja can hit the buzzer in under 1 minute and 20 seconds, they'll earn their 1 shot at scaling the newly heightened mega wall, which is now reaching 18.5 feet. As for everything in between, that's where the change-ups will happen. The second obstacle could either be the new Greased Lightning, where competitors hold on to a nunchuck, then slide down a track, attempting to survive 2 drops along the way. Or the returning roller coaster, where ninjas must hold on to a bar and slide down 1 serpentine track, then lash to a second track and grab a bar there, then slide to the end of that track, then jump with the bar to a small U-shaped track, then jump to the landing pad. There could also be a possible third option for the second obstacle, but if so, I'm unaware of it at this time. If we do get a third option, I'll be sure to update you all as necessary. The third obstacle will still be a balance obstacle, but now it will be a toss-up between the domino effect, where competitors must run across 5 vertical domino-shaped boards that stagger in height and start to fall over as the competitors cross, or log runner, which is much the same, where athletes must run across 5 rolling logs that increase in height as the ninja crosses. Again, there could be a possible third option, and I will update as needed. The fourth obstacle can now either be the new getaway, where competitors start by jumping onto a wheel attached to a disc above. Athletes must start to spin the wheel to drop the disc halfway, then rotate the wheel the other way to drop the disc completely and lock it into place. This also raises a plastic box that will then expose a ring. Athletes must grab the ring and use it to lash to the next cradle. Then finally, athletes lash to grab a money bag that they must use to swing over a rotating wall. There could also be another yet-to-be-seen new obstacle called Kite Surfer. It seems competitors would navigate an inconsistent kite-shaped object down a track before transferring to a bungee, where they then navigate another inconsistent kite-shaped object down another track before dismounting. We may have caught a glimpse of this obstacle in the commercial, and once we see it in action, I'll be sure to update you all. And lastly, it looks like all of the 5th obstacles will be new ones, and could be any of the following. It could be Ring the Bells, where athletes jump onto the clapper of a bell and must swing to build momentum, then lasso to the next clapper of the next bell. There are 4 bells in total, and when the first bell hits the second bell, it pushes that bell, and therefore that clapper, further away, making timing crucial. It could also be the lasso launch, where competitors first grab a rope with 2 handles on either side and use it to lasso from cradle to cradle. Once they make their first catch, they must then rotate the cradle 180 degrees, forcing them to lasso backwards to grab the next cradle. They then repeat this task for the 3rd cradle, and then must lasso to the last cradle, which is 6 inches higher than the 3rd, then dismount to the landing platform. Or, there is a possibility of a yet-to-be-seen obstacle called the cubes. I'm not sure we've seen this one yet, so little information is known, but again, once we see it, I will of course have a breakdown for you all. With the rumor of this 3rd possible 5th obstacle, it makes me think that there may be more change-ups to these qualifying courses that have yet to be seen. Stay tuned. As for the head-to-head course possibilities, each qualifying round will end with the men in 12th and 13th position on the leaderboards racing for the final spot, as well as the women in 4th and 5th place doing the same. Called the runoffs, each course should consist of 4 obstacles, where the first to finish, or the one who makes it the furthest the fastest, advances to the semifinals. And of those 4 obstacles, we have the following variations. The first event that gets athletes onto the course itself is called home run. Similar to the quad steps, athletes must jump back and forth between 4 slanted square landing pads. The second obstacle could either be spring forward, where competitors must jump up to grab the first of 4 springy bars that bounce when athletes move. Ninjas lasso across these 4 bars to reach the landing. The second obstacle could also be the flying shelf grab, where there would be possibly 4 shelves that ninjas must lasso to and from without falling. The shelves usually have a 2-inch ledge to grab and are spaced 6 feet apart, but these specifications could change for this competition. Corrections will follow as needed. The third obstacle so far has been the beehive, where ninjas jump from one honeycomb-shaped object to the next, till they reach the landing on the other side. Ninjas must rotate the middle honeycomb 90 degrees. I'm not sure if there's a second option for the third obstacle, but if so, you know I'll advise. And the final obstacle for the runoffs will be between the new hopscotch, where 7 square-shaped panels are laid out to resemble the popular playground game. The first square is stationary, while squares 2 and 3 are placed side by side and swing backwards and forwards. Square 4 also swings back and forth, while squares 5 and 6 are stationary and parallel to each other. Competitors must switch their hand placement from a forward grip to a side-by-side grip. The 7th and final square spins in all directions. Or, the return of sideways, where competitors must swing sideways along 3 tilting boards before rotating 90 degrees to grab a handle on a perpendicular board which would slide down a short track. Then, they must make their way across 3 more boards, similar to the first 3, before dismounting to the landing platform. I'm not sure if we'll have a third option for this final obstacle or not, but there are ways to find out for sure. Make sure not to miss a single episode of American Ninja Warrior, airing on NBC every Monday night this summer. But if you do miss an episode, remember to come back here to get all your results. You can also add your comments to what you think of these changes, as well as who you hope to win it all this year. So until next time, enjoy the show!